What's up, y'all? So, my very first topic for my very first video podcast is going to be something that I hold near and dear to my heart. Probably the same for you all, and it is the subject of music.
And we're back, part 2.
Oh, so just listening to it with my 2 ears, I can't really hear the lyrics that these young rappers are saying, but I have to kind of pull it up on my Apple Music and add to kind of read along. It's like a read along. Today is like read along music. Is what you're saying? Is that what you're telling me?
In most cases, yes.
Okay. Why do you think that's the transition that we got to today?
For most people, it's just a nice beat. A nice beat carries the song. So a lot of times you don't even have to know what they're saying. You just hear somebody, and you just get up.
You don't have to hear what they're saying. Let me ask you this then. So why not listen to instrumental music?
A lot of times that's seen as, in this generation, gotta keep it honest, it's seen as corny.
Okay. But it's not corny to be able to mumble. Okay, I'm just trying to learn because, this is an education opportunity right here for me, right? I love me some Tupac Shakur. I feel like he was a poet. He was a lyricist. There's people that you can actually listen to and you have to play it back 3 times. And sometimes I still listen to songs that I heard way back 10 years ago and I didn't catch it when I was listening to it back then because it was too advanced for my brain. Can I get that from today's music?
It's rare, but you can, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It depends on who it is, honestly. There's different categories of rap now. That's what is different about our generation.
Okay.
Most of the time in your generation, I'm not even bashing your generation.
Sure, absolutely.
A common theme was a similar style of rap and a similar attack on rap. Nowadays is you have more opportunities to use rap for more categories.
So I think what you're saying is today's music has allowed individual genres within the rap and hip hop genre.
Definitely.
Okay, so hence mumble rap. I think back when we were growing up, there was really rap, hip hop. You might have had the occasional beef that might have took place. Biggie, Tupac, things like that. Even going farther back to the rappers of New York, KRS-One and all these people battling for their territory in New York. But I will venture to say that the beefs that they had back then, they were kind of left on the mic. They were left on the tracks. Can we say the same for today?
Not true at all. In today's generation, it began on a social media or maybe an in-person encounter. Then it takes to a rap. Then it takes to groups of people coming together. And just further.
Does it lead to violence and death?
In some cases.
In some cases. Does it make the music less enjoyable when that happens?
Actually, no. Because actually sales typically go up with those situations.
Oh, okay. So in some cases, not all cases, we could be saying that violence sells. In some cases.
In some cases.
Okay.
Sometimes, honestly, it's just to get your name out there. Sometimes people will have a beef nowadays, and it will be planned.
Okay. Speaking of beefs, I'm going to transition to the ultimate question. Tupac or Biggie? Go.
I mean, you already know my answer. Tupac.
Tupac, why?
Honestly, I just like his flow better.
You like his flow?
It has nothing to do with the history or anything. It's just his flow is better.
So you heard it here first from my very first video podcast. This man has chosen Tupac over Biggie. I have respect for them both, but I have to agree with him. I feel the same. I'm going to hit him with another one. Not quite new school, not quite old school. Drake or J. Cole?
See, that one's not necessarily fair, because that's not.
What's
that's
unfair
not,
about it?
That's never been a beef.
It's not a beef. I'm asking you your preference.
Okay, so we're going preference now.
Yes, preference.
See, we got
transition.
Okay,
Just like music changes and goes through the evolutions quickly, so do my questions.
Due to the amount of versatility, I have to go with Drake.
You have to go with Drake. Is it because he's a better lyricist? We're talking Drake and J. Cole now.
Like I said, it's purely based off of versatility.
Okay.
And if we were to base it off of sales, all of that, Drake is able to he sells more just because he can get into more audiences. And J. Cole, his preference is choosing not to sell his soul necessarily in common terms to sell his music.
So I don't want to misinterpret what I'm hearing here. Are you saying that, J. Cole is staying more true to himself and Drake maybe not so much?
Partially, Drake is an industry man, and J. Cole is a man of I just want to preach to the people.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. I think I will tell you this. Music plays a very strong part in people's lives today. It's amazing to have these conversations because there will be different perspectives on music depending on where you're from, your walks of life. That will always change depending upon your environment. I think you will probably agree since he has started college, maybe his taste in music has evolved as well, right?
At a time, it devolved.
Okay.
And then you get back to center and yourself, and you find, oh wait, why did I stop listening to this?
Okay.
Yeah.
In our house, we strongly believe in the arts up until, which I guess I'm still working on it, up until about a few months ago. I was the only member of my house that never played an instrument before. Everyone else was kind of a multi-instrument type of person. And, I had a lifelong goal, which I have several, but one of them was to learn how to play the acoustic guitar. So I am self-teaching myself how to play the acoustic guitar. I actually want to be good at that. YouTube videos, things of that sort. We also believe very strongly into the mental health and the improvement of mental health, not just for ourselves, but for everyone out in the world today. Arts have a huge impact in that, right? And so I want to ask you, how do you feel that music plays a positive role on mental health today?
So like previously I stated, a lot of times it helps to influence my health for the day. So sometimes music is actually used negatively, and especially in our generation, we have more sad music,
Sure.
sad rap, all of that,
Absolutely.
and people allow that to make them sit in what they're going through.
Right.
But you can also use it in the inverse. You can use it for things that you may not be having a good day. You play that one song,
Absolutely.
and it clears your whole head out, and you're ready. You're ready to go.
Absolutely. I will agree and I concur with that. I will tell you this. There's very rarely a day that goes by that I don't listen to some form of music. There are times where I just like to listen and just ride in silence and don't listen to music. But I will tell you, if I'm having that day, as you just mentioned, where I'm having difficulty to get out of bed, believe it or not, there's playlists for that, right? There's actually advantages to this digital media. Pump me up type music or whatever. If I'm about to go work out, I'm about to go run a 5K or whatever, there's music for that, right? If there's time for you and you've had a rough or a stressful day and you just want to kind of chill and relax a little bit, there's music for that. There's playlists for that. Just wind down. If I'm in the point where I'm like, I need some spirituality in my life, I can pull out some gospel music. If I don't want to hear words, I can pull out some instrumental music. So there's a way for you to actually have music have a positive impact on your life. It may not be your thing, but music is certainly an option for you if you want to help improve your mental health. Which brings me to my next point. All right, let's talk about Kanye West. All right, now I love me some Kanye West. You might hear people or you see people wearing a shirt saying, "I miss the old Kanye." What are your thoughts on that?
Icon.
You heard it. Why is he considered an icon in your eyes?
Why is he considered an icon in my eyes? Purely my eyes. Because he did it his way. He did get into it further down in his life, into the industry more of all of that, but he did everything his way. He used his outlet to expand himself, church sessions, to having his own clothing line,
Absolutely.
all of that. So, and even from the beginning, like, he didn't want to rap like everybody else.
That's right.
He kept getting turned down.
That's right.
Because he didn't want to rap like everybody else.
I've always loved me some Kanye. I'm sure my kids were able to remember when the College Dropout hit the streets.
Definitely.
Amazing classic album. He created several classic albums after that. If you haven't seen his Netflix special, I know most of you all will have high respect for Kanye with his artistry and his musical skills and his musical talent. But as he mentioned, doing it his way. He's kind of like the Tom Brady. I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan, but Tom Brady had the odds stacked against him, but he did it his way and still became a champion. So did Kanye. But as we talked about the fact that music can help with folks' mental health. It's also very evident. I don't want to give it away, but for those that haven't seen the Netflix special, it's also very evident that Kanye may be struggling with some things from a mental health perspective. So, as a talented artist, a talented musician, why do you think that him being able to practice his skill and his art has not had a positive impact on his mental health?
All right, let me break your question down. So, in essence, he is using it to release everything. So it's not necessarily that it isn't positive. However, him releasing everything, it plays into the world. It plays into everybody else's judgment on him.
Okay.
And so, Simple, a song on one of his albums, Donda, repeats his mom's name over and over.
Right.
That's him releasing.
Okay.
But to the rest of the world, it's like, what is this? Why you put this out to me?
Okay.
So that's where it plays onto his mental, because it's no longer the love and success he normally had.
Okay.
So now it's a hatred. Now people are making a petition to get him out of, I believe it is Coachella.
Okay.
So just because of his recent actions and the way he's been trying to deal with his mental health.
So this is healing for him, is what you're saying. Him releasing his music is healing for him.
It should be.
It should be. But the fact that when we press the button and we press play and we want to hear the old Kanye's music, it may not necessarily be appealing to our ears, because that's not what we're used to hearing. Even though it's a huge release for Kanye, we go, oh, what's this garbage? It's not what we want to hear. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else do you want to say to the people? What are your last and final thoughts on music as a whole? Any questions you have for the folks out there watching? Any comments for me? What you got?
Main question is, always ask yourself, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to me? That's the correct question. How does it affect me? Why do I need to listen to this song? Why don't I need to listen to this song right now? Why is this genre good to listen to? Why is it bad? What does it lead to? All of those questions. Am I able to listen to this and not be influenced? Or am I able to listen to this and be influenced?
Okay.
So it's always an inverse to a proper question, because there's always a negative to each side.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen. Two of my favorite things to talk about. One being music. I got my son sitting here. The fact that we can have this conversation. My son and I, we have some similarities. But at the same time, as he continues to transition through his life, you kind of figure out, hey, what can bring us together? In this case, it happened to be music, right? We don't go out and just toss the football anymore, so we can have that conversation about music. Do the same for your family. I think, again, music is the universal language. It is something that hits all of our souls, hits all of our hearts. I was on a cruise recently, actually brought in the new year on a cruise. And on that cruise ship, they counted down and they played so many diverse songs. And when you looked around, there were so many people that didn't look like me singing the same lyrics that I was singing at the same tune that I was singing it, and folks that did look like me. And it brought about happiness. And for a moment there, everybody forgot what they looked like, and they just had a connection with one another. So again, music is something that can bring us all together if used properly. Again, you don't have to like everything. You don't have to dislike everything. I will tell you this, give it a shot. Because believe it or not, I listen to some mumble rap. Now, I can't understand what they're saying, but some of the beats, they're pretty nice, I got to tell you. So just look back into your old library. Go pull out those old tapes. Go buy you a record player and get yourself a collection of vinyl. Get you a playlist built up on your iPhone, whatever it may be. Use music to your advantage. Find ways to actually use it to make you happy, make other people happy, right? So again, I want to thank you all for your time. This is my very first video podcast of any sort. I want to take this and use it to help other people. So again, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. I'm out.